I'm Jill Chodak. I'm a clinical dietitian at UR Medicine Center for Community Health and Prevention. And this month is March, and it's National Nutrition Month. And so the theme is Bite by Bite. And so I thought we'd switch things up a little bit. You're in my kitchen, but you're gonna see some dietitians from CCHP. And we're gonna just kind of show you what we got. We're all a little bit different, but we're all trying to help the community. And so we wanna honor National Nutrition Month accordingly. So thanks for watching. Hi, so with me today is Nina Rosien, and she's RD-CDN. And so you wanna tell us what that means?
Absolutely. So I'm a registered dietitian and also a certified dietitian nutritionist. Essentially, that means that I'm regulated by the country,
State of New York,
and the country to be giving nutrition information and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's kind of what I am.
And we work together at the CCHP, and so Nina brought a really awesome recipe today, so we're gonna start, but you wanna tell us what it is?
Yeah, so I brought falafel. Love it, yes. It's something that I've recently kind of come into just because I like to be a little bit more plant-based on occasion, but I also want it to be very flavorful, and I find that falafel is really easy to pack the flavor, and it's fairly easy to put together and make.
Yes.
And I'm really excited. I brought my air fryer.
Yay!
So.
And I know, full disclosure, I know very little about air fryers, so I'm super excited for this tutorial because I really don't understand how they work. So we're gonna do it all, so follow along. Okay.
Yes.
So first we're gonna make the falafel.
Yes, first we're gonna make the falafel. So
Okay.
I use canned chickpeas. Like the base is chickpeas, essentially.
Okay.
Which is we love because we love beans and we love fiber.
Yay!
Yay! So that's kind of why I'm so obsessed with this recipe, is because it is the base. The beans are the base.
Yeah.
The beans are the protein and the fiber and all that. So first I'm going to strain the beans. You can make your own beans. You can cook your beans if you're feeling adventurous. Personally, I'm not feeling that today, so we're just going to do canned. We're just going to strain them.
Yeah, girl.
And rinse them.
Okay, cool.
And rinsing them does take off some of the sodium. I think it's like 30%.
30 to 40,
30
yeah.
to 40%, yeah. So I just rinsed them a little bit.
I'm a big fan of that too. It's nice because if you normally get low sodium beans, and then but the ones with the sodium on it are on sale, then you can get the cheaper ones and just rinse it off, and it's kind of the same effect.
Yeah, there you go. So I'm gonna bring it over here, and my handy dandy food processor.
This is so gorgeous.
I was just mentioning how I dropped it, and so it's still in good condition, but it's a little bit broken. But we're gonna put those in there.
I like how the lid is attached too. That's pretty sweet.
I can actually detach it.
Oh my gosh.
It's fun, but I'm not gonna do that today.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I personally use parsley. A lot of recipes ask for the parsley and the cilantro. I found this recipe and I made it my own using the air fryer and such. So in this recipe, instead of using the cilantro, just use double parsley.
Oh, nice.
Just kind of a way of making a recipe your own thing.
Yeah.
But it includes, what I like is that it includes the stems too, just because it's all going to be minced together.
Yeah.
And the stems for the parsley can be kind of hardy, so you just want to make sure that you're making sure that they get fully blended and fully broken down in there.
Sweet.
It's a little bit, I think will be okay. And there's a bunch of seasonings and such that we'll add as well, but we're gonna start just kind of breaking these down because they're the most hardy, kind of like I said.
Okay, cool.
And I mean, you've seen me dance while I eat a donut.
I
so
absolutely know that that's your thing, so that's absolutely what you're doing there.
So yeah, I'm gonna keep this a little bit more, or first I'm gonna scrape it down just because it's still kind of chunky in there. But I think the key to having a good falafel is making sure that it's not so pureed that it's hummus, but still kind of chunky, so that it can bind together when you're forming it into little balls. So I'm gonna break that down a little bit.
I like the texture there, yeah.
I'm gonna kind of moonwalk back here because I gotta get the shallots and the garlic.
Sweet.
But you can use onion, yellow onion.
Oh, I love shallots.
Yeah, but I use shallots because I feel like they're slightly milder and not super strong, and I have to go to work later, so I don't use onion. So we're gonna stick that in there.
Nice, nice.
And also, I just kind of pre-cut them. I didn't want to cry in front of you today, so
yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Get that going a little bit. We'll definitely have to scrape it down periodically just so that we can get it all blended in there. I have my little spices already put together, but it's essentially just cumin, coriander, salt, a little bit of cayenne. I kind of toned it down a little bit, but if you like more heat, cayenne is perfect to kick it up.
Sweet.
And then there's a little bit of baking powder.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, just a little bit, just a quarter teaspoon.
Okay.
So we're gonna push this down. Oops, Martha might have gotten you there.
I'm just happy about it.
Okay. Cool. And then the last thing that you put in here is the olive oil.
Let me go grab that.
Yes. And that'll kind of, I think, make it a little more homogeneous as opposed to being like just this minced together concoction.
Yeah. And do you add it while you're going? I mean, I'm sure you're going to show me, but do you add it while you're going, or is it like a one zhuzh and then you blend?
I do the one judge. Some people put it like as it blends just so it's more integrated, yeah, but I'm just going to kind of eyeball it.
I feel like I don't have the coordination to do that, to be honest with you.
Oh, to eyeball it?
No, to pour it in while it's going. I like don't know. So I do the zhuzh too.
Yeah, I'm kind of more of a fan of that. It's around 3 tablespoons. I might have put a little bit more, but I don't know the oil, so
yeah,
we're gonna do that.
And it's the healthy fat.
It's the healthy fat. Yes, and if you're not into olive oil, you can always do like the avocado oil or grapeseed oil. Those are kind of staples that I have in my kitchen.
Same.
But I'm gonna blend it one more time.
Oh yeah, you can see it coming together. There you go.
Yeah. Once it kind of starts to fold over a little bit like that, it's when it's becoming, like I said, more of a
yeah, you can definitely tell.
Yeah, it's a lot different. So this is kind of what I mean by not having it be hummus, but still having it be like minced, but like still kind of chunky at the same time. But the fact that you can still like put it together in like a little ball is what you're looking for.
Okay.
If it's hummus, it's just kind of gonna fall apart.
Great.
I like to use this.
Okay, are we rolling them now?
We're gonna roll them.
Yay! Okay, great.
So I'm gonna at least put the stuff aside so we can.
Don't make a mess in my kitchen, girl. Just like put it all over. Yep.
It's doing it on its own, so
yep,
I'm
good.
just going with it. But
let's roll with it. And our hands are clean. We've washed our hands. Just very important.
Yeah. Quick side note: I forgot the lemon, so we're gonna put the lemon in.
Hey.
It's just some lemon zest. I forgot. Good thing my sister was over here.
Oh yeah, I like the lemon zest.
Yeah, and that really does make a difference because I have actually done this in the past where I've forgotten, and it does add a little bit more flavor, a little more
Watch
freshness.
the sticker there, girl.
Ooh, you didn't want to eat stickers, you know?
I've been there, done that
Not
as well.
today.
That's the only reason why I know.
Yeah.
Zester's like the best.
It is. I went far too long in life without having one, and it's essential in my kitchen.
But for foods, for drinks, you could do orange zest and stuff. If I'm sure you probably hear this with patients too. They get bored with water. You get bored with water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so you can zest stuff into it. It's pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think, especially citrus. I feel like citrus is a bold enough flavor, but it's not too bold where you're getting like some weird taste in there.
Okay.
It's kind of sour, but not too bitter, and I think that's kind of why I like it. But it adds a little bit of freshness. So one more, just to kind of get the lemon in there. I normally have music playing in my kitchen, so that's why.
Yes, I know. It's always so weird to not have it, but.
Right, so, okay. I'm just going to take this out so it's kind of out of our way.
Okay, great.
Alrighty. Put that there. Okay, so now we have all the ingredients in there, and this is like, it's kind of like a tablespoon size scoop. I'm not really sure what this is, but I just like to use it.
Sure.
But essentially like tablespoon size balls that are like just spherical. I'll let you
thanks.
initiate the falafel.
Okay, I'm totally a heaping tablespoon type of thing.
That's fine.
All right. Okay. And so, am I just rolling it?
Yeah,
okay.
I kind of like pack it together first a little bit, and then just kind of form it like.
Yeah. Oh, it's like the perfect consistency. Oh, and can you smell it? Oh
mm-hmm. It's the consistency where it's not like Play-Doh, so you can't like really vigorously roll it. So you kind of just have to pack it together like with your palms, just like you're doing right now.
I'm really, really proud of this.
That's a perfect falafel ball. I'm just saying.
Okay, and do you want to do one, or you want to move to the air fryer?
I'll do one just because I want to be involved.
And I'm gonna wipe my hands off.
And yeah, and then we'll go to the air fryer.
Okay.
And this scoop is actually like kind of deeper than a normal tablespoon, so it kind of already makes it into a ball form anyways, but I think Jill's is a little bit pretty, but you know.
Get out. We don't compare.
They're sisters, not twins. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, so we're going to go over to the air fryer.
Okay. this is where.
This is where I'm just gonna quickly brush off my hands
Yeah.
and my ear. So this is one of my favorite kitchen appliances. It's already plugged in, perfect. I'm definitely not an expert, but I've learned like somewhat the hard way of how to use it a little bit better.
Okay.
And first, you just press the on button. And one thing that I learned is the key to having a crispy whatever, falafel or whatever you choose is to make sure that you preheat it.
Okay.
Because sometimes if you don't, it heats it appropriately, but it's not the crispiness that you like with the falafel.
Okay.
So
Cool.
so on, and then I'm gonna press preheat. And then first I do the amount. So I'm gonna do like around, ours are a little bit bigger, so maybe I'll do like 20 minutes.
Okay.
And then for temperature, for these, I do 400. And also 400 is kind of just my go-to for anything in the air fryer.
Yeah.
Let me go to
I feel like that's my way in the oven too.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing. Not that the oven is the same as the air fryer, but the temperature kind of, I feel like, reflects pretty the same. All right.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, he's so cute. I'm just taking all of my power not to just go down and pet him. But I'm gonna keep going.
Afterwards.
Right.
Okay, so 400.
400.
We got the 20 minutes or whatever. Okay.
And so now it's just going to preheat. So the temperature is going to kind of blink and whatnot, but it takes a little bit to preheat, and then what it does afterwards is it'll kind of beep again, and you'll see like a 5 on there, which is kind of like a countdown. It's going to be 5 minutes to put your stuff in there, and that's kind of how you start it.
Do you have to add any oil?
I do add oil, yes. So right before I'll put those in, I kind of brush the grate with a little bit of olive oil or avocado oil, whatever.
Okay.
And then this is personal preference. I do also brush the falafel balls with a little bit.
I totally would do that too.
Yeah. Just because I feel like it gives it a little more crispy flavor, and I think the best falafel I've had is when it's really crispy but like still soft on the inside.
Totally. Yes.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I go with that.
Okay. All right, so but you've already prepared them, right? So we're not
did.
gonna. Okay, can we open this while it's
yeah,
preheating
for
just
sure.
to show the inside, and then we'll do the final
Yeah,
one?
and then when you open it, it like automatically stops, so you're not
Okay.
interfering with much.
Look at it there.
Yeah, and so this is the grate that you would brush with the oil, and like I said, it stops and then it'll go right back in.
Okay.
Just fine.
Cool.
And it'll presume whatever.
Okay.
For any air fryer item, especially the falafel balls, like halfway through, I'll take it out and kind of shake it just to make sure it doesn't stick and that it's getting brown all the way around. But
Okay, that's sweet. All right, so let's see what it would look like.
absolutely.
Okay. And then here I have a plate for you.
Oh
too.
yay. Okay.
Thank you for making these ahead.
Yeah. And so the falafel kind of, I use a pita. You can use a naan. Oh, okay. We'll do it this way. I'm just gonna make it rustic. I'm gonna rip it.
Yep. Perfect. I love it.
All right, and then.
Okay, and do you need like a spatula?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
We get to a Star Wars.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. So I'll let you actually kind of dress them the way you want. I typically do the tzatziki and the hummus.
Yes. Yeah.
If I'm being completely honest, sometimes without the tzatziki or hummus, they can get a little dry.
So do you put it in there?
I do.
Okay.
Yep.
Sometimes I'm lazy and I put it on the outside and don't stuff it in because I am like notorious for breaking pitas. To be honest with you.
Yeah, and they're a little fragile. So.
Okay.
But yeah, and then we just kind of dress it the way you want.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So this is like cool too because I love how you were talking about plant-based, which we get a lot of questions. I'm sorry, I'm gonna totally
That's
dip.
fine.
Because you notice it's like a lot of plants, a lot of fiber, but it has also a lot of flavor, which is pretty sweet. So I love that.
Yeah, it's kind of why it's one of my favorite recipes. I think it's fairly easy to put together. You really just throw everything in a food processor. Like there wasn't much prep to it.
No, and like not much cleanup either,
Yeah.
which is kind of nice.
Exactly. So that's
right.
kind of what I think.
Can you hit me with the thing?
Yep, I'll hit you with a few falafel.
Look at these gorgeous babies from the air fryer. Okay,
they're so cute.
Are we trying this?
Yeah, try it.
Okay, I'm gonna try it.
This is so cute.
Oh my god, good. Okay, I'm on top of my mouth bowl. Look at the inside. So that's what we were kind of talking about, right? Like the smushy on the inside, but it is crispy on the outside, which I'm surprised because there's not a ton of oil. So the difference is that you don't have that extra fat kind of floating around with it.
Right, exactly. And it's still the crispiness, maybe not as crispy as you would get in the oven, but it still provides that little shell of crispiness on the outside.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much
Yeah.
for sharing this. Appreciate it. I hope you like falafel.